Hey folks, we're hanging out here at Draper Startup House, having fun, meeting our community, and I would love to introduce you to my friend, Leo.
Hi guys.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, settling in. So, I met you before launching Draper Startup House because you were a regular fixture at the Chiang Mai Entrepreneurship Association meetups.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, at the time, were you still a student then?
Yep, I'm still a student and I still working upon corporates. Yep.
Yeah, so what made you want to come to this entrepreneurship event?
So when I was it began last year in 2020 when all the world go crazy and stuff like that. So before the COVID-19 happened, the infamous disease happened, I went to the mall and then I walked past some bookstore and then it hit on me like, hey, you have this kind of talent, you have this kind of interesting, you have this kind of skill that can help a lot of people. Why don't you let's just focus on that for a bit and let's see how it goes,
Okay.
And then I am.
Yeah, so you're referring to your knack for tarot reading. Yeah. And so this was a skill you wanted to share with people, and that brought you to networking events.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we were talking a little bit, about how this goes into a little bit of the woo-woo land, right? Which I think in general in Chiang Mai, there's a slightly higher level of comfort with woo-woo. But for you, what's the purpose of tarot reading? Why is it something that you've seen as so helpful?
Yeah, for me, tarot reading is more about talking to yourself. In modern world, we are caught up with technologies, with Facebook, with YouTube, with Instagrams, that we constantly checking out other people's life.
Right.
Yeah, and then for me, tarot reading is hold on a second. Let's just focus on us. Let's just focus on you, and then let's discover how amazing you are, and what talent you have, and stuff like that, to be able to grow from the inside out, instead from comparing to other people's life and to be why I'm not achieving anything,
I think that's really interesting, right? Because to learn and grow and to be able to find and do work that makes us feel passionate and powerful in what we do, I think the first step is cultivating self-awareness. So for you, tarot reading is a way to sort of get in touch with your inner self.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of in touch with my inner self, and then with just kind of learn to love myself even more, because I was a dark, when you first met me, I was really concentrate, work oriented, and then I want to be more mature than what I really am, and in my age gap really is, because a lot of people don't realize when you are young entrepreneurs, some people are just oh, you're not so professional, you're gonna get tired and you're gonna get lazy, and it's not gonna be for a long run. And I'm pretty sure when you started, you have some bullshit like this as well,
Yeah, well, I think it's hard as well because when you are entrepreneurship is completely undefined, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty, and that's the frightening part of it, is that you have to make it up as you go. And sometimes when you're making it up as you go, people think you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the thing is you don't, but that doesn't mean that you can't be going somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, especially that is a similar thing when I did tarot. It's not a perfect way or ultimate way to go.
Yeah.
Some people do woo-woo thing, and I don't against that. They talk to mediums. I watch Henry the Mediums, the Hollywood mediums. I have some people do past life reading, using some spirit animal reading, spiritual readings, and I'm not against that at all. That is interesting, and in tarot, I say, it can go in many ways, and that's the beauty between it. And that's the struggle, because when you're on this journey, you have to find, okay, what kind of tarot reading am I? I probably take 5 tests of what kind of tarot reading I am before I start my whole journey.
I think it's interesting because Thai people are predominantly Buddhist, but Thai Buddhism has a lot of animistic beliefs in it, and I have often found that Thai people on average are quite superstitious. People want to have their fortune told and things like that, right? So I think it's interesting that you told me that you were doing tarot readings for like university students, you know, who were about to graduate, as a way to sort of like help them start their career planning. Do you think that, like, I guess maybe just knowing that there's some interest in like the sort of mystic side of it makes it feel like a little bit more accessible than a traditional career planning exercise?
Yeah, it's like sometimes like when you get some certain fact right, then we have that wow factor like, how did you know that, you know? And I'm like, it's just represent on the card. That's just that easy, because like I'm a big believer like what goes around comes around, and whatever you do will have like the major impact in later life. So that's kind of show, and then that's kind of, and that's more engaging. And when you tell something and you more listen to them more than less like, hey, you look like this is what your score looks like, and you should go in this certain class. So sometimes I will ask them like, what career do you actually go, and then let's figure it out if we can work that happen.
Right.
Instead just be like, your chemistry doesn't do so well, so you cannot be like chemist or scientist or something like that, you know?
Right. Something about the way that you engage through that medium maybe makes them feel safer, expressing the things that they want.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you are someone I see as sort of like, you enjoy mixing communities, right? Because when I was running the entrepreneurs meetups, I found it quite challenging to get Thai people to come to these, and obviously because we're running them in English, that puts many people, many Thai people, sort of on the back seat. It's like, okay, but I think there's this like ความเกรงใจ, you know, many Thai people are concerned that they don't speak Thai well enough, and so they don't want to like make others sort of put them off with that. But you seem very brave in that regard. You're not scared of just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go talk to anyone.
The backstory behind that, because actually English is my way out from my ordinary life, because I was really like a wallflower kid when I was a children. I got bullied a lot, so I find my way out, like language, especially English, is my gateway to find something more beautiful, and I know that there's something beyond that. And and the first thing is like everyone, and especially in Thai kids, we are afraid to for like speak in the public, but I'm not, because I was trained to do that, because like people will be like, let's just put Leo up and watch him fail, but I'm like, no, you're wrong. And so I'm the one who, when we do PowerPoint, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do the presentation for you guys. And then we're like, okay, so we can step back for a bit, and then it's a lot of trial and error. I was so nervous on my like first stage for doing it. But over time you will get that confidence, and it's like, and you will learn one important thing is like, it's okay to fail. It's okay to like, I was frozen in my like first week, and I talk like a robot. But I have been, so they were like, yes, this is like this the whole time. So, but as like you do it more often, you get comfortable. So, and that's what I learned. Like, and from my experience, like the second you feel like I got it, you're gonna get replaced.
What do you mean?
Like, I think you can feel elated, like in entrepreneurship, when you feel like, this is enough.
Right.
Yeah, someone will do.
The second you're complacent.
Yeah, someone will be better. That have more motivation than you, and that have more willing to try than you. So they're gonna be better than you.
I think that's a really powerful story you just shared. You know, feeling like you were being pushed to be an outsider, and you've been able to turn this challenge in your youth into something that's actually a strength, and say, okay, well, I embrace being like watched, being thrown in the spotlight against my will even, and just watch me shine.
Sometimes it's just like that, like people hope, a lot of time people will gonna hope to me, like watch me fail, and I don't know, I feel like if I try my best and I fail, it's okay, I feel happy with myself, but I'm not gonna back down with our fight. You know?
How old are you?
I'm turning 24 this year.
That's like, I think that's a remarkable attitude for like a young person. You've told me before that you do a lot of work helping out
teens.
Young teens, yeah, who need a little bit of help and a little bit of support. Can you tell us more about that?
So in Thailand, I started this stuff a couple months ago. We have this like kind of volunteer organization that is called like just like like we are here to listen. So people can book, the teens can book the time to talk with us, like, and it can be about anything, like can be about their schoolwork, not getting along with their parents, having crush, sex education. I have done like a lot of it all, and sometimes it's okay and we have our close our session and they walk happy, but sometimes we have some serious issue that we have to refer to other professional as well.
Yeah. So I think you know, you've told me before that like coming from like an LGBTQ background, you know, this is a community that you feel passionate about advocating for.
Yeah. So I feel like in a lot, but I have to admit and I have to appreciate that Thailand have got like even better during the years, because like I think we are on that stage of life, like when you feel like something is abnormal inside for LGBT advocates and youth out there, you will feel like something about me doesn't feel right. You know.
So for people who are watching this who are like not in Thailand or not really familiar, right? Can you tell us a little bit about like about, you know, your community in Thailand and what like growing up here has been like for you?
So my community have been great for now. It has been progressing during the years. Like we moved from being the dangerous disease to like mental disease to we have that phase, and we have that phase that like whoever is LGBT is like an AIDS, and then we have been transition to be like being empowerment and being powerful, and I feel like that is have been progressed very well, but we still have a long way to go. Like the legal side of it, you know, the name changing, the gender change, the like right for adopting children and like marriage benefit is not up to par yet, but we are getting there. So, but I feel like in Thailand we have this concept of like spy, like
spy.
Oh,
spy.
Like just like be comfortable with who you are. People gonna give you judgy look anyway. So, especially in Chiang Mai, like, but Chiang Mai, I have to say people are more relaxing. The environment is more relaxing. So, just come chill. And the one thing I learned about the Thai community is like sometimes people still mix up, and that's okay. Sometimes people just kind of like intruding too much.
Yeah? What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes when I say like I'm gay, and they didn't stop there. You know, they're just like, do you have a boyfriend? What is your like preference? And like, can you just stop?
Like I'm a human being. Privacy, like we just met. I'm not here to be an object of display for you.
Can we just like this is a fact, I'm gay. Can you just treat like it's like a fact, like I'm like apples. You don't have to intrude me any further if I don't want to tell you about it.
Yeah, I think in a similar but like different way. I think coming from like a mixed background, you know, having like a Thai mom and like an American dad, people see my face and they're like, "Oh, what are you? Like, you're something different." And I can understand like the natural curiosity because it's a physical thing that people can see, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, if we've had a conversation and you're getting to know me as a person and you express that curiosity, totally cool. I'm happy to answer those questions. But when that's like your conversation opener, you're just like, excuse me, like, what am I to you? Just like an object of curiosity? Like, please treat me like a person.
It's just like sometimes, and people sometimes just feel like, sometimes I feel like sometimes men or women will feel like they are better than you in somehow. Yeah, so sometimes. So I still face some discrimination and some unfairness sometimes when I go to like bars and something like that. But it's changing. We have our own bar to celebrate in Chiang Mai, like a queer bar and something like it's processing, like I say.
Well, I think it's really great that you sort of found this thing that you're into, something that you find empowering for yourself and something that you use to help others, right? And so I've been watching you since we launched Draper Startup House last year, and you were talking about launching this tarot channel. So tell us a little bit about how that's going for you. How are you connecting with your audience online?
So I have a live stream every 2 days. So I have on Mondays, and I have to on Thursday, which is today that we are filming. And it starts from 7 on to around 8. Sometimes I go a bit over there, and it's just come hang. Let's just if you have any question or concern, just comment it down below, and then I will talk to and then I will guide you to that, and then just be respect, because sometimes people gonna ask really personal question, and sometimes just but I'm happy with my audience and with my fans. They are really correspondent, and they're really respective of each other. And sometimes I come with some quote, or especially, and next month I'm planning to release my another channel, which is a YouTube channel. So we will talk about how the history of tarot, and I will have the explanation of hey, if you happen to be an aspiring tarot reader, or even if you're just curious what all the cards mean, I will have a series dedicated to that. So when you go to the tarot readers or psychic or whatever you're comfortable with, you have some knowledge to go there, because we have to admit there are some fraud and some bad people in tarot business too, as well. In every business.
As in any business. And so you're making plans to move to YouTube, but right now your audience is predominantly on Facebook, right? Which is a huge platform in Thailand.
Not really move. I'm just expand my channel.
Yeah. And so when it comes to connecting with your audience online and using Facebook to build a business and build an audience, is that something that you feel just completely comfortable with, or is that something you really had to learn how to do?
I mean, you have to learn how to do, and you have to, especially there's so many creators out there. So I feel that we have to have the balance about get what the client want, get what the audience want, but as well as stay true to your own value. I never if you notice in my page, I never do pick a deck or something like that, because that's not what I do. That's what my business is all about. But some people do it. I don't against it. I enjoy it. I do some of the exercise, but I'm not gonna do that to gain more popularity. I feel if you watch one of my live, the cold profile is really terrible, because I'm really focused on what I have to say. But over time, in couple months, I start to realize you need to have the audience input, and you have to listen to what other people say of that. Some trends are if it's working for you and it's go along with your values, do it. But you don't have to change to being this mass kind of channel that everyone else was doing.
Right. So there's lots of tips and tricks out there, techniques. But for you, what you're finding is that knowing who you are and being authentic as a way to engage with your audience is what feels good.
It is.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love this. So any parting words of advice to young entrepreneurs who maybe experience what you have in the past of what have you been doing? What do you say to them?
Just keep going. Take a break if you need to, just chill a bit. And I feel the reason I keep coming back to this place though, because I feel the community that we have is so comforting, and I have someone like you, I have someone downstairs that I can talk to, and we can discuss some ideas, and we can share some ideas. So maybe find someone to talk to, maybe your parents, maybe someone that have expertise out there, or just find your tribe, and then find people that gonna ride you, and then gonna be really critical. Be critical, but also constructive with it.
Push you.
Just kind of push you, because we know if you don't push yourself in the first time and in the couple times, you're gonna be faded, and you're gonna feel that unmotivated. Just go for that. Just keep going. Reach your first goal, and then you feel motivated, and then at that time you can relax, and then just figure out what to do next. And keep in mind that can change. That can change. Sometimes if you keep trying and then you feel it doesn't work, you can change the goals as well. You don't have to force yourself to do something you don't want to. But just keep trying enough and give it your all, and then see what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then just chill for a bit, and then I hope you guys reach all your goals out in whatever you're doing, because I have a lot of people, and a lot of my friends are actually some star, influencer, YouTuber. So yeah, we talk about this and we're like, just keep going and find your tribe. One day your tribe, your audience will find you, and from that you just have to engage with them and care only them.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent words of wisdom. Thank you so much for joining us today, Leo.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more awesome stories of our wonderful community, inspiring people like Leo at Draper Startup House, Chiang Mai.
Bye.